This episode of the Golf Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with promo code GOLFSGPN to claim your first-time deposit offer up to $250 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code GOLFSGPN. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm's college football and NFL projections are now live. Claim your 7 free day trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RATHMM. All right, DJs, welcome back. It's your boy, Boston Capper, with the God of Golf himself, Steve Shermer. He did a solo preview pod because he had to do it in the morning and then decided to do it late. When I would have done it, I would have been drunk and that would have been fun. So anyway, Steve, you ready for, I guess, the worst stretch of playoffs in any sport?
No, let's rewind that. There's if we had to bet that prop, it's probably minus 215 that we would have broken up that night because it was late at night. I was tired and
Crabby,
I just wanted to get it done. And you would have kept derailing it, trying to talk about Matt Kuchar over and over and over. I wasn't ready to talk about that point, but no. So yeah, I did a very abbreviated Southwind preview on Sunday night, went on Joe Idoni's show, talked a little bit more about Southwind on that show. So go check out Preferred Lines if you want to hear some more takes from me. Talk about Matt Kuchar, talk about Gracerman. You know, it was good because I told Joe that I was watching the rest of Wyndham and I was like, what the fuck am I going to talk about with this stupid tournament? It's a runaway. This leaderboard really sucks. And then just the magic of this tournament, it always seems like it delivers some excitement and something crazy happens at the end. And sure enough, something definitely crazy, a couple of crazy things happen. So that turned out to be a good finish, a lot of good content. Always nice to see that happen for the PGA Tour. A little bit of activations on social media that people can have to chat about what otherwise it's a pretty irrelevant tournament now.
Oof, that was a rough watch. I felt so bad for that guy. So bad.
Yeah.
So bad. You go from an eagle to a fucking snowman looking like me out there to recovering a little bit. The worst than the snowman was the fucking 3-putt from fucking 3.5 feet. That is, I don't know if he'll ever recover from that. He's never going to be confident standing over 3.5 foot putt ever again. Ever.
I know. Well, I mean, those greens can do it to you too. I've been on the end of a lot of vicious lip outs to cost me outrights at the Wyndham. Russell Henley had a vicious lip out back in 2021. Billy Horschel in 2020 had a vicious lip out there. These greens just, with the Donald Ross nature of it, with their undulations, they can be really tricky, especially with this Bermuda that they got going too. So, yeah, I mean, it's funny how we were complimenting Gracerman with how much confidence and moxie he had at 3M. And then just to see it really, I mean, I thought you could kind of see it coming from him where he started missing tee shots out to the right. And then it finally just got him there. And
it was almost kind of a bad break, though, hitting that cat path. Like, that wouldn't have been OB if he didn't hit the fucking cat path.
Well, don't hit it over there. And he was getting a lot of lucky breaks, hitting over in the rough anyway. So, and then he had a really terrible layup on his 4th shot then.
Oh, so bad.
You can't lay up in the bunker there. It seemed like the caddy also didn't really do a great job stepping in, kind of calming him down, resetting him a little bit. He just kind of watched as the car crash happened. So, at least for him, he's in the playoffs. He could get into the BMW next week, and that is life-changing for this guy because he's going to be in all the signature events. We've seen just the disproportionate amount of points and money that gets allocated to even guys who have played horrible this year, like Hovland and Spieth. They're in range to still be in that top echelon with a good finish this week, despite being largely garbage. So, he can get back on the horse this week. I'm rooting for the guy. It's always nice to see a Korn Ferry guy, come in, find some success. Even though he's 29, so this probably is about what he is. Like, he's not like this young stud where the ceiling can be, really high. This is kind of as good as what's going to get for him. But yeah, I'm rooting for the kid this week. Hopefully he bounces back.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel so bad for him. Just awful. Like, I hope he turns it around. I hope he can get. Where's he at? What's he ranked right now?
I think he's 50th actually.
Oh, all right. So just keep his head on and fucking he can make it. Come on, kid. He's not even a kid. He's 29.
Yeah, exactly.
So why is he's a late bloomer because he had scoliosis? Did I hear that correctly?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know the backstory. But now
I'm
I
pretty
feel
sure I heard he
bad.
had like scoliosis. So it took his muscles longer to develop in his back, I believe is what I heard.
Okay, so maybe he actually has the body of a 23-year-old then, because it just was, he has had to be in the oven for a little longer, as
That's
far as
fair.
baking it. So yeah, maybe he will go on quite the little run here in the next 5 years.
What a luck box fucking win for golf Twitter. Oh my god.
Oh, Aaron Rye. I talked about this. Well, I talked this on Joe's show last night that even as the tournament was being handed to Aaron Rye, he
was
still
fucking up.
He still sucked. I mean, he fucked up the par 5, and Horschel, I think on 17, gave him the line of the putt. And for some reason, Aaron Rye decided to go like 9 inches like higher than that. Just like that's just the quintessential Aaron Rye experience at that point. But then he finally nutted up, hit a really good shot on an 18. Look,
I like Aaron Rye. I'm glad he finally won, but like, I mean,
well, I'm happy that I didn't get canceled for my Aaron Rye sucks on Bermuda take, which was accurate until last week. So, but otherwise, though, I get the why people picked him. Trending iron play, trending putting. Thought Bermuda was going to trip him up, it didn't. So, congratulations, most tipped. Aaron Rye, banner number 10 to our producer, by the way, who went against not fading the chart, apparently. Just decided.
Is that the fourth most tipped winner this year? Is that what Matt said?
I don't know, maybe. So I don't know the exact numbers, but
it's never going to work for me.
No. So, you want to talk about Kuchar saving the best for last?
Sure. I guess I'm already over it. Like,
are you over it?
Yeah. Like, I don't give a fuck. Fuck Kuchar. Like, who cares?
All right. Well, our producer Cam is, chomping at the bit to give a hot take. So, Cam, congratulations, by the way, with the thousands of people who I also had Aaron Rye. So,
thank
you. By you.
Well, here before I let Cam give a hot take, let me pay a bill. Sports Game Podcast launched their 32 NFL team previews, and they're giving up $500 circa futures for listeners there, plus the EPL returns. So make sure to check out the Soccer Gambling Podcast and the Premier League Gambling Podcast to get your footy fix. Subscribe wherever you get your podcast and the SGPN app. Thanks for showing us your belly, Cam. What are you doing, bud?
No, this is free advertising for Notorious OTB for another great show on the network. So good job, Cam.
That's very true.
Yes. So, and now you're on mute.
Jesus Christ.
All right, I'll plug it in my microphone so the audio will sound a little bit better.
Okay. All right. So you were saying you had a hot take about Kuchar that you just had to unleash here. So let it rip.
Yeah. So the only reason I picked Rye is and this season I've hit a couple of the winners that were on the chart. And typically when I do, I bet them before I see the chart. So if I have like a feeling about a certain guy, then I'll just bet him. And I mean, Rye's time was coming. Yeah, I realized he got Greiserman kind of let him have it, but
kind of.
Okay,
definitely
that leads me
like being a little bit pregnant.
That leads me to this take. So if you guys watched, you saw how long Aaron Rye was taking on every single putt, even like 2 footers, right?
The worst.
Yes.
This take might already be out there, but I felt like we should get it out on our show. I kind of like that Kuchar went to bat for Max. Like Max had to sit there and wait for Aaron Rye to finish, and knowing that they might not even get done with all 18 holes that day because it was getting dark. And, obviously Aaron's going to play his game, but he was still playing uber slow. And Kuchar was afterwards kind of apologized. But if you think about it, like your boy, like the guy you're playing with has a shot to win, and he's having to sit there every single hole. That's the reason that he hit into him on 18. He knew they couldn't see him, but he knew they were there. He hit him into him on 18. And then when he picked up his ball when it was in the rough, that was a big FU to the tour for not having penalized Aaron Rye for taking too long all day.
Okay.
So right, I kind of like it from that standpoint.
Yeah.
is that he's trying to actually make them change something, like force their hand, like say, look, if you're gonna make me wait, I'm gonna make y'all wait.
You know who Matt Kuchar is, right? Like you know his history
I understand
and how
who Matt
selfish
Kuchar
he
is.
is. So you think he's going out of his way for some 29-year-old kid he doesn't fucking know?
Yeah, I mean, I understand who he is, and I understand he's kind of old. Like, if this was a young dude who was his 3rd year on tour, like, he wouldn't do that. But he doesn't really give a shit since he's Matt Kuchar. But yeah, I do realize who he is, and I don't think that was the only reason. Like, he wasn't doing it just for Max; he was doing it for him too, obviously. But at the same time, like, Max had a chance to win, and he's having to sit behind this guy who's just taking 30 minutes on each hole, or 5 minutes per putt. I saw a tweet. This guy recorded Aaron Rai like 3-footer, and he had to split it up into 2 videos on Twitter.
No, listen, Ian Baker Finch was rightly crushing Aaron Rai, and he said, this is why guys take 5.5-hour rounds. And then there was just a really awkward pause, probably because the producer said, hey, stop going after these guys.
Yeah.
And Ian Baker Finch is like, well, it's true.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly.
But
like he was talking to the producers.
Here's the thing, Cam. So it's been reported that the reason why Kuchar really picked up is because he threw a hissy fit on the tee box because they didn't tell him that Aaron Rai was there. So he allegedly told everybody, I'm going to stop play and make you guys come back tomorrow and do your job, because Matt Kuchar is a fucking prick. And this is not the first time. Allegedly, this is what he said. And that's the reason why. And then he had to backtrack.
Of course.
And say, well, it's because of, I wanted to set an example. Well, if you're really setting an example and you wanted Max to stop, don't tee off at that point then. Why would you tee off? And I actually thought what he was doing, it was similar to, I think, at the PGA in 2016, where it was getting dark and they wanted to finish, and a guy was like +4 and just hit the worst tee shot you'd ever seen just to get him off the box and move in. Just took one for the team. But that's what I thought Kuchar was doing, because it was a horrible tee shot. But his explanation does not make sense. If he wanted Max to stop, why even tee off at that point? You just say, I'm done for the day. So he was trying to cover his ass. I mean, I was making jokes. He was trying to protect $50,000. There's a $50,000 difference between going to T22 and T12. We all know he's very cheap. Screwing that caddy in Mexico. No, he's a big cock, and that's why he did what he did.
Steve, on Twitter, Cam, did you see the country club adjacent guy offer the Kuchar's caddy $20? He's like, here's $20, man. You're gonna need it for when he doesn't pay you. And the caddy turned around and was like, that is not a nice thing to say.
No, I didn't see that. Holy shit.
Look it up. I think it's the country club adjacent guy.
That was at this tournament or before?
This tournament.
Whoa, no, I did not see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fucking funny.
So, people don't forget Altuve.
Kuchar's a giant prick. Cam, I got some beachfront real estate in Arizona that I can sell you since you believe Matt Kuchar's a nice guy.
No, okay. I don't think he's a nice guy, but I just think there is some merit to the fact that, like, I personally hate playing behind super slow groups, and I feel like I'm pretty level-headed when it comes to that. Like, if I'm playing in a twosome and I have a foursome ahead of me, like, I'm gonna be like, obviously I'm gonna wait. But I mean, he was playing slow, and this debate comes up all the time. Like, I feel like he was kind of standing, like, giving an FU to the tour and saying, hey, start stroking these guys.
No, I mean, the problem is also Kuchar is also notoriously slow too. Yeah. So doesn't help your case with that. No, I just think he threw a giant hissy fit, took his ball and went home, literally went home.
Yep.
And decided to make a big
and he made these poor volunteers and shit like that. Like, those people come back out because he's a fucking selfish prick. Like, what an asshole.
He also almost like chipped in for birdie. That would have been so.
Oh my god, that would have.
Yeah, the first thing he asked for TIO. The first thing he did.
Oh, you told me that. Yeah.
What unbelievable asshole. So
yeah.
All right. I mean, listen, we'll probably see him in the fall series because he's 105th or so, and I mean.
Oh, did you know that he's not going to make it to the top 70 for the first time since fucking 1900? 148. They kept fucking pounding down our goddamn throat every fucking 10 seconds on this fucking broadcast.
Mr. Consistency, Matt Kuchar.
I made a couple hefty matchup bets against old Fatty Matty, fucking knowing he was gonna fade fucking 36 holes. That fat fuck on Sunday. Like that made me very happy.
There you go. Congratulations, sir. So, all right.
Yeah.
You want to transition to Southwind?
Yeah. Well, we got Cam Hay. Just want to go to the fuck. You just want to do the chat first?
Yeah. Why don't we just do the chart and then we'll talk about
Man
the
is
general
sick.
strategy and what we're looking for this week.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So, how many guys on the chart this week?
So we have 7 guys on the chart, and I think what Matt was saying, I don't think Aaron Rye was most tipped, was he?
He was.
He was.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah,
Matt
at
was
least
just
at least
saying-
when we did the show on Tuesday, it was. He might
Okay.
not have ended up that way, but when we did it on Tuesday, he was at that point the most tipped.
Okay,
I'll look
so
it up after.
I don't think Matt
positive
was
on that.
saying that it was like the most tipped, but I think that we've had 5 guys win that were on the chart this year or something like that.
That's not crazy.
Whatever.
But yeah, 7 this week.
I mean, it's not a real thing, that curse. So
No,
but
definitely not.
all right. So by the way, in case this is the first time anybody's ever watched, there is a Twitter account called Golf Tips Checker. Basically compiles all the picks in the industry. Anything that's been put out on Twitter, compiles in a nice little pie chart to show who the most popular picks of the week are. And Boston Capper and I play a little game. We get 3 strikes. Try and guess who is on the chart. And Boston Capper, you have been doing a lot better in this game lately.
I have.
And I believe you are, when we're head-to-head defending champ, so you can go first.
All right. Let's go with Morikawa.
Morikawa is number 6.
Okay.
Ooh, I thought he'd be higher. Okay.
I mean, he's 12-1.
Yeah, I
So,
know. But I mean,
that may-
fucking accurate off the box, great long iron player, easy greens. Like,
yeah. I mean, I don't know how much I trust him on Bermuda still, but
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, I mean, everything. Listen, I just had that take with Aaron Rye, and he kicked me in the nuts. So go figure. So I guess I'm not the agronomy expert that I thought I was. Let's go with a guy coming off a good finish at the Olympics who lost in a playoff here a couple years ago. Let's go with Hideki Matsuyama.
Number 2.
that.
Okay, there.
All right.
I figured he was going to be very trendy this week. I mean, 33-1. I thought that number was actually pretty fair on
Yeah,
him.
good number. And
But I
his
remember-
tournament history here is awesome.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, and he's hitting the ball great. He's accurate. He's putted well here at least before. So, yeah. All right. So we both got one on the list here. Capper, back to you.
Yep. We'll go Tom Kim.
Tom Kim, number 4. Dang.
All right.
That was an easy
All
one.
right.
We still haven't gotten all of them.
No, we haven't. We have not finished the chart once.
No, Capper almost got it last week.
I did.
And,
Solo.
Wow.
we I forget who you missed. It was somebody
There's
random.
I missed 2 guys.
Yeah, you did. I think you missed maybe Lowry and somebody else.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's go with Billy Horschel.
Oh, I love it.
Dang. Number 5.
All right.
Let's
was
go.
I
hoping
did
he
not
was
think
on
you were
the
going to get
list.
that one.
No, because I gravitated towards him, and then we talked about him a lot last night on the show, and I started to get the feeling that Horschel was kind of popular. I still like him though. We'll talk about him later.
So we got
I like him
2, 4, and 5, and 6 now.
Okay, so we
all
got
right.
yeah, we got 3 more left to go.
All right. What about JT?
JT is not on there.
Okay.
I figured juicy number, good course history. Everybody love for him to bounce back.
All right. How about, is he finally going to get the big win? Tommy Fleetwood.
No.
Really?
not Tommy Fleetwood.
Oh, maybe this is the opportunity then.
Yeah.
Everybody
that's
thinks he
actually-
stinks.
Yeah, and that would be that's kind of what I was thinking about JT. Like, it would be funny if he won this week when it's like a first round of the playoffs sort of deal, not like a big one.
Interesting.
Okay.
This has
Yeah,
been
that
this has been a
that
tournament
actually
too
is really
where-
interesting. Coming off a solo second at the Olympics.
Well, also, there's so much variance at this tournament too that, like, if he just is kind of around the lead, something crazy can happen. Like, that's how we end up getting that three-way playoff, and then Answer ends up winning. Cantlay in the playoff last year with Glover hits it in the water, and it looked like Zalatoris was going to lose because he hit it on the bulkhead, and then Straka hits it in the water right after him. Just crazy shit happens here. So, like, maybe this is I mean, Aaron Rye just got spoon-fed a win. Maybe Fleetwood gets spoon-fed a win this week.
That bulkhead thing from Willie Z, I fucking like. What a fun 10-15 minutes on fucking golf Twitter. Everybody just not knowing what he's gonna do. Everybody's like, "What's he gonna do? You should do this. Why is he doing that?" Everybody's just going back and forth for 10 because it took so fucking long. It was great.
Everybody had Zalatoris as well that week. Even
that was the tournament.
I had it. Yeah, everybody had it.
Yeah, big community win.
Yeah.
So
all right. So he's got one strike.
Interesting.
Let's go. Fuck. All right. Let's go with stat darling who will never fucking win. Russell Henley.
Oh, number one.
Let's go. Let's go.
Number one. So we got 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6.
So we need 3 and 7.
Need 3 and 7.
Okay. How about Mr. Corey Connors?
Nope.
Oh, okay. All right, so 2 strikes for me.
All right.
So we got 2 more on the list. Okay.
We got 2 more on the list.
2 strikes.
3 strikes left total.
Yep, 3 strikes left total. So let's go. Man, I'm surprised Connors wasn't on there.
Yeah.
Bermuda Burns, 50-1.
Nope.
Okay. Well, I'm down to my last strike.
Last strike.
Let's go with screw it. Let's go with Sung Jae.
Number 3.
There we go.
Oh,
clutch.
Right. 1 more. 2 strikes left.
I thought because he bombed out last week, maybe people would forget about him, but no, apparently not.
Everybody.
Okay.
They love him.
All right. We got 1 more.
Can we do it?
Big moment for the show if we do.
All right. It's a shortened field, right? So
yes, 7.
I feel like long shots aren't going to go. So who's got a fair number somewhere up top? Wasn't Fleetwood. I don't think people are going back to Cantlay. Kim, Henley, Decky, all right there. Morikawa. I'll pick the sandwich. Let's go Ludwig.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's go.
Dude, that was a top heavy tips chart. Holy shit.
Finally. We did
it.
What's our prize? Just
prize.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Maybe I'll make a big clip and we'll tag Andy in it. The golf tips checker.
Okay. All right. Very good. All right.
That'll be funny.
I mean, not surprised by anybody on that list.
That is a very top heavy board, though. I mean, ton of guys on the 30-1.
It definitely is. I mean, we were talking about this last night. I mean,
for good reason.
Once you get past like Lowry and maybe Straka, like it gets kind of ugly. Like there's some positionals I think I definitely would be interested in, but like is Ben Griffin winning this thing?
No.
Is Eric Cole going to win this thing?
No.
So I understand why it's definitely shading a little more top heavy. It's FedEx Cup playoffs, more money on the line. Although a lot of these guys just got handed like a $6 million check for doing nothing last week. So what's the motivation?
I didn't even think about that until you texted that to the group. I didn't even think about that stupid Comcast top 10 and all the other crap, Aeon fucking accuracy bullshit.
Yeah, like if you're Scotty this week, you're so far ahead in points.
Don't even play. Go to fucking the 110 degrees. Fuck all that shit.
Friday is going to be brutal there. So, but yeah, I think he's got like 6,000 FedEx Cup points here. So he's pretty much a shoe-in just to be -10. So,
yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Cam. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Cam. Feel better, buddy.
All right. So,
all right. Let's pay some bills before we do anything else. So,
okay.
Underdog Fantasy. If you go 8-0, you can win 325 times your entry, or play fantasy football the right way with Best Ball. Best Ball Mania is live with $15 million in prizes. And Underdog just launched their season-long college football projections higher and lower for your favorite college football players. Plus, you can use specials and boost on all flex entries. So sign up with promo code GOLFSGPN and claim your first special pick and first time deposit offer up to $250 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code GOLFSGPN. Are you excited for football, Steve?
Yes, I am. I'm starting to feel. So the word out of Giants camp is that the offensive line, now granted, the beat writers always pump up everything, but the offensive line apparently is starting to get better. And they signed a couple guys. They have a little more depth this year. The coach they got from out in Vegas, who came over, apparently doing a really good job with that line. So we're starting to get some pieces together, at least, maybe protect Daniel Jones. Malik Neighbors has been really good in camp. The front seven is really good. Secondary is getting torched a little bit, but I think they'll be a little more frisky this year than maybe I was giving them credit for. They're not going to make the playoffs. I still think maybe 7 wins is their cap, but it might be a little more palatable bad season than some of the shit I've just been watching with them the last 10 years. So, I think there's some good building blocks for when they eventually get a new quarterback. So I'm looking forward to watching them this year.
Nice. Do you have access to specific win total bets? Because let me tell you what's coming out of Patriots training camp. So we did a joint practice with the Eagles today on 42 dropbacks. Do you want to guess how many times our guys were sacked?
Like simulated sacks, basically.
Yeah,
you can't touch the quarterback.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
42 dropbacks.
Yeah.
I'm going to say 11.
14.
Wow.
14. That's 1 in every 3 dropbacks, Steve.
Hey, look, you know what? They just probably blew the whistle quick. All right.
Oh, no. Oh, just wait. It gets better. So other than those 14, so what? That's 32. That takes you down to 28 other dropbacks. There was 3 fumbles, 2 picks, 1 touchdown, and 8 completions.
Is that good?
I don't think so. I don't think it's good. And then our DBs, AJ Brown caught 10 of 10 passes. 10 of 10. 10 of 10.
Okay.
This fucking coaching staff, Steve. We have something named Alex Van Pelt as our offensive fucking coordinator because
hey, hold on. Buffalo Bills legend Alex Van Pelt, by the way.
Don't give a fuck. He is mid-50s, never called his own plays. He was the last offensive coordinator standing. That's the only reason and you know why else? Because Bob Kraft's so fucking cheap that guess who's still paying him? The Cleveland Browns. Why do we have Matt Patricia and Joe Judge? Because the Lions and the Giants are still fucking paying him because Bob Kraft is a cheap fucking prick. Cheap. And then so now we have Ben McAdoo. You remember Mr. Ben McAdoo?
Of course I do. Who actually, revisionist history, was correct about Eli Manning that he was toast.
That's fair, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can't take anybody seriously who dresses like that with a suit that is 10 times bigger than what he is. He's a grown man. Get a tailor.
Well, so it was funny. I remember back then because he had this really terrible bowl cut for a little bit. And then he shows up in 2017 with the slick back hair. And it's like somehow
in the half cut,
somehow it was worse than the bowl cut.
Yeah, it was,
going back to that.
Yeah, so McAdoo and AVP as Jared Mayo has no fucking clue what he's doing because he's a 4th-year linebacker coach, and the only reason Kraft signed them. Don't go look for any other head coach. Don't do that. Get another bum GM who's already in-house and get a 4th year because you told them you'd hire him. Instead, you don't want to do the $10 million buyout instead of getting an actual offensive coach with a young quarterback. This is going to be the worst season I'm ever going to live through. I hope, knock on wood. Like this is I'm betting 0 wins, 1 win, and 2 win wherever I can find it.
Okay. So you would not recommend Ramondre Stevenson this year in fantasy. He has no shot.
No shot.
So
that O-line, is bad.
So you're not going to keep him for $20 in our league.
I am not keeping him $20 in that league.
I don't even think that's a good price on him. I think that's a little overinflated, probably where he.
It is. Rashid Rice, though, no suspension. That's big for me at $6.
Oh, he's not going to get suspended. That came out today.
No, apparently, yeah, apparently.
There you go. And you got Marquise Brown also on the shelf there too. So there you go. Things are looking up for your squad this year with all that money too. I'm gonna be a dumpster fire in that league, but that's an offline conversation.
Yeah, you won. Yeah. All right. Anyway. All right.
Anyways, all right. So let's actually talk about golf. Let's actually get to picks that we're going to make this week. 30 minutes. And actually, before we do that, so I talked about the preview, what I'm looking for this week. I went on Joe Idoni's show. If you want to know my thoughts about the golf course, you can go listen to that. But Boston Capper, though, is not giving his thoughts. Same. That's all you're going to say.
Listen, I didn't even hear what you said, but I can guarantee what you said. Accurate off the box, good long iron player. I mean, everybody does the same thing at this place.
Yeah, it's basically just avoid the water.
Yeah,
that's really all.
Point and click golf.
So I've noticed, though, I made this point, I think, on the previous show that it used to be one of the tougher events as far as like relative to par. That's because it's just got really shitty fields. The scoring average has gotten easier and easier and easier throughout the years. It's just because these guys just hit it so long, they hit it so straight. The equipment is a lot better, and it's a better field now. So it really does come down to just don't hit it in the water. And there are a couple, even though we're targeting more accurate players, some of these guys who are a little longer can adjust. So try and think about guys who maybe go to Sawgrass or Harbor Town or, even like a Pebble Beach or like a Sea Island or Twin Cities, places where you might want to target accuracy, but a longer hitter is done well because they just adjust, they club down, and they kind of do more plotting golf. Because after all, I mean, Bryson almost won this tournament before he imploded on an anthill, I think.
It was. It just was the anthill course, wasn't it?
Yeah, I had Bryson. That was not a fun. Tournament. And then the following week, I had Cam Smith, and that was not a fun tournament. And the following week, I went back to Bryson, did not have a fun tournament. That was a really dark time, I think, for me.
Yeah, I believe that's what I get. Some of the I'm quitting text.
Yeah, second or blow up second. Yeah, two straight playoff losses is pretty bad. It's tough scene. But let's go here. Speaking of places with a lot of playoffs, this thing I think is 3 straight playoffs.
Yep.
Going here. So all right, so you got Scotty Scheffler. Let's just start with Scotty.
Yep.
So at Le Golf National, we had narrow, penal, lot of water, gotta keep it in the fairway, shorter golf course. And I just said, well, I'm just going to bet him because he's going to win, and he ended up winning. So now we come to penal, shorter, narrow golf course. Shouldn't we just go back to him here, or at least go without Scotty markets?
Listen, if I had access to without Scotty markets, I would. I have no access to him. I'll try to get if I get text around and shit. But no, I'm not going back to him. I just won't bet anybody 4-1. I'm just going to continue to step on the rake.
So let's take odds out of it then.
Okay. His course history here isn't great, which is surprising.
So I think I have a reason for that. I think he's not great on Bermuda. So he has a couple wins on Bermuda. He's got Bay Hill. That's Bermuda. And he won the.
Was that overseas though?
No, but it's the Tiff Eagle though. And the Tiff Eagle is a strain of Bermuda that kind of rolls pretty nicely. Doesn't have as much grain on it.
Not the pumpy.
This is champion Bermuda. And he's had a little trouble on like the grainier Bermudas. And I think that's why he hasn't been all that good here. So that's enough for me to stay away. It seems like what trips Scotty up this year has been when he struggles on the greens. We'll go have it Pinehurst and Troon. Maybe that happens again this week. So while tee to green, this is a perfect fit for Scotty. I'm not as afraid of him as what I was at the Olympics. So I will not be going back to him with that. Plus, he just got handed an $8 million check. How motivated is he this week?
It's fair.
Yeah. Unless he secretly just loves money and just wants to win more money. Because like winning this tournament does absolutely nothing for him.
Nothing.
He's going to be the top seed of the Tour Championship anyways. It really is just, hey, can I win ubers and goobers amount of money this week.
Yeah.
So, all right. So let's go down the board here. You got Xander, you got Rory, you got Morikawa, and then we'll cut off at Ludwig at 20-1. Any of those guys interested for betting outright this week?
Morikawa.
Okay.
He's just, man, he's like horseshoes, man. He's getting leaners. He's getting 1 point. He's just rung it yet. You know, he's been all around that shit. I just don't know. Like you said, I don't know about him on Bermuda, but man, great long iron player, accurate off the box. Came back pretty well in the Olympics because he looked like he was fucking toast on Wednesday or Thursday, whatever the fuck day it started. Yeah, I mean, how many top 5s, top 10s do you have this year? It's a lot. So
it's got a lot
on a golf. Yeah, on a golf, but his course history isn't great here. So maybe it is Bermuda.
No,
I didn't pull
it's good here.
It's all right.
No, he's got a top 10 finish. I think he's got like a 13th as well.
Win.
He finished like T13. Hold on, you keep
no,
talking.
T26, T20.
No, at Southwind.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you know what? I might have the right filter on.
T13, T5, T20. Oh, because you're at the W.
Okay.
See, this is what's stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, because you got to click multiple tournaments. That's the WGC, and then it came to FedEx St. Jude, and that's where he's got the good finishes.
Yeah, you're right.
So
that's fine.
All right.
Okay.
So you got to recalibrate pretty much everything now.
Fuck. I hate when I miss a fucking.
This might be a rough show for you if I fact checked you on golf course history.
Because I think it's gonna be a fucking short show.
It's always
first of all, it's always a tough show when you do that. My memory is mush, and you know it.
That is true. All right. Listen, if you want to go back to Morikawa, I get it. He's accurate. He's great from between 100 and 200 yards. The putting has been all as good lately, but good course history here.
Earlier.
It was good, and I see he's gained 3 of the last 4 of his 4 tournaments on Bermuda here. So maybe he actually can putt on the surface.
We'll see. I have room for him because I only have 2 bets. So, but if I bet him, he's the last one.
Okay. So I talked about this last night. Maybe I'm just a glutton for punishment, and I know you're not going back to him after what happened with Scottish, but I bet Ludwig again. I did. So hit his irons great. He's, he did really well at Sawgrass, did well at Harbor Town, did well. He won Sea Island. So guys,
cash that bet on Saturday night.
What's that?
Cash that bet on Saturday night. Don't have
Saturday night.
Don't have that ticket going into Sunday.
Why? Don't put that
fucking choker in there. Choker. Fucking look at you talk. I'll bring up his Sunday stats.
So his recent form reminds me of what Zalatoris was doing coming into this event, where Zalatoris was hitting the ball pretty good, but he wasn't getting all these good results. Ludwig kind of has cooled off a little bit since that Scottish Open. He's cooled off a lot with the putter, but he's putting really well in Bermuda in his career, so maybe he can get that going. And we're kind of waiting for the big boy real win from him. He's got that European Tour win. He's got the RSM. That doesn't count. We're waiting for the real win. And maybe this is it this week. So, he fits a lot of the criteria of what you're looking for this week. Really good between 100 and 200 yards. Doesn't let a lot of bad shots from that range. The iron play is trending. I think he can get it done in this type of golf course. So at 22, I took that.
Do you want to know out of the ranked players, his Sunday scoring average, where it's at?
He's pretty bad. I don't want to know.
70.64. And that's not even going round by round.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Just ignorance is bliss. Let me lose my money in my own way.
All right. Fair enough.
Okay. All right. Let's move past 20-1. He's starting off with Fleetwood and Cantlay and Hideki and Henley and going all the way down. Let's go to like 50-1. So a lot of popular names here. A lot of guys on the chart are in this range here. Let's just start rattling them off. So who are some guys you like down here that you probably have bet this week?
I bet Tommy at 25.
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby.
All right. Make the case.
So, I mean, dude, he just came off of he did his normal bullshit. I hated the way he played those last 2 holes at the Olympics. But He is trending in the right direction. And maybe, just fucking maybe, this will be a little confidence boost that he needs. He looks super happy fucking getting that silver medal. He can compete in these conditions. He's long and accurate off the fucking box. A good fucking long iron player. Grace plays good on all the comp courses. Like, it's 25-1. It's Tommy. Follow at your own risk. Like, I just thought the number was fair. His player profile is perfect. He just won the silver medal. I'm gonna go get my hand slapped again. That's what I'm gonna go do.
All right, so I can fit one more guy in this general range here, and he's on the short list. Encouraging that he's not on the chart, not because of a curse, but
right.
Maybe people are just out on him.
Yeah,
and may just like getting off one tournament too soon. We talk about how there are a lot of crazy results here where, let's say he finds himself tied for the lead, maybe in the clubhouse and guy hits it in the water in a playoff or, things like that. Maybe, we just saw Aaron Rye get handed a win. Maybe Fleetwood can get handed the win. Abe Answer, chronic loser. He won here. Loser. Zalatoris finally got his big win here. Glover was handed a win last year here. So maybe we get a crazy result, and that's what Tommy needs in order to get a win. He's been great here. I mean, he almost won this event last year, coming in good form. Putts well in Bermuda. Putts well here. It's a consideration. I might join you on that one.
All right.
But
so you can get the fuck you Tommy text on Thursday.
Yeah, so he's on the short list of somebody I can still fit.
All right.
On this card. Okay.
Did you bet anybody in you?
So let's talk about a couple of guys I'm still mulling over. I thought about Cantlay this week. There was a 30 on him at the beginning of the week. He's been steamed down a little bit to like 25, 22. So my battery's dying. So I'm gonna have to, after I'm done with this spiel, I'm gonna have to plug it in. You're gonna talk. But so he lost in the playoff here. It seemed like these are the types of golf courses that he's just been a lot better at. Like the Travelers and the Harbor Town, and he's starting to come around a little bit on Bermuda for me. That was always a big hang up. But he really impressed me at Pinehurst on a surface. I just would not see him doing very well. Obviously, he did very well here last year. So he's starting to check the box of Bermuda. Maybe the fact he lives in Jupiter now, he's starting to get more comfortable on those surfaces. So, but he hasn't played in a month.
Yeah.
That's a little concerning. Like I tried to narrow who I was betting this week to the last like 2 weeks. If he played the Olympics or if he played Wyndham last week. I think there is some with momentum coming into this.
I agree.
Just because, it's been a long season and, who knows how motivated some guys are, and maybe there's a little bit of rust. Maybe these guys are just going to coast to the Tour Championship, because he can coast. He's like 11th. He's going to make it there. So I am being out on him. Thought about Hideki. I guess one thing that sticks in my brain is when we had Jeff Feinberg on the show, we were talking about Hideki. I think for the U.S. Open, I think we had him on. And it seems like when Hideki wins, it's out of nowhere. It's unexpected.
Correct. That's been sticking in my brain too.
Yeah, and you wonder how much energy and emotion he put out for the Olympics.
Bronze, yeah.
I know he also mentioned too he was nursing an injury that he was trying to manage, so that's still there. So I think I'm out on him.
Okay.
I did bet Tom Kim though. Did you bet Tom Kim?
Okay.
I just, he should have won Travelers. You were on him. If it wasn't for the protesters, it wasn't for Antifa
scumbag protesters
ruining everything. He probably would have won. This is a golf course where he's won on Champion Bermuda before. He's won Wyndham, accurate. The iron play is starting to come around. He hit it really good at the Olympics, played within the last 2 weeks. So checks a lot of those boxes. One thing I noticed too, this is kind of a theme with both Ludwig and Tom Kim, is that around the green, guys who have been winning this tournament haven't really been trending in that department all that well. So, it's been more about just keeping the fairway and having good ball striking. And, Tom Kim's been doing that, even though he has been all that great around the green lately. So I got him at 40-1. Seeing that's a good number. That's another guy. Seemed like we're kind of waiting for that big win. He's only got Wyndham and Shriners under his belt. So maybe this is going to be his breakout win. So I bet him
Okay.
this range. So how about somebody else you bet in this range? Because I got to plug in right now.
No, that's fine. I'll do it. I'll do an ad read in between. So I'll finish up the ad reads while you plug in. We'll talk about Rhythm. Football season is here, and college football and NFL models are now live on Rhythm. Create your own winning betting model or let Rhythm do that heavy lifting for you. You decide what stats matter most to you, and Rhythm builds a custom model around that, or just let Rhythm and its predictive model do all the heavy lifting. Rhythm uses AI projections from MIT data scientists. Rhythm already has you covered for NFL 1 and college football week 0. So target Cincinnati Bengals D over sacks, interceptions, tackles, whatever you want, because they're going against that sorry ass Patriots team. So claim your 7-day free trial by going to sportsgamingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamingpodcast.com/RITHMM. And Circa's back with the Survivor and Millions, giving away $16 million in guaranteed prizes. Imagine the regret you'll feel if you win your office Survivor pool, but you didn't enter the Circa Survivor. And if you don't have a trip booked for Vegas yet, the Ultimate Contest weekend is a great time to go. Go hang with Sean and Ryan and enjoy some of the open bar events at the greatest sports book in the world, August 22nd through the 24th. Use promo code SGP15 to get 15% off your hotel room for a sign-up weekend. You sign up in person at Circa between now and September 7th, and then you can use a proxy to play from anywhere. We sign up in person, like I said, at Circa Sports between now and September 7th, and then use a proxy to play later on. And we even got a deal with proxy.go. Or with a proxy, go to proxy.footballcontest.com to save you $50 with promo code SGP.
Okay.
All right. You all plugged in?
Yep, I'm all plugged in. All right. Talk about some guys that you like, some other guys you bet in this range or considering maybe betting.
So I bet Billy Horschel.
Okay. I also bet Horschel as well.
Did you? Okay.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? Exactly. Well, here's the deal. Anytime I bet Horschel, it goes horribly wrong. But what I saw on Sunday with him coaching Aaron Rye up and giving him the reads and getting excited and trying to show him how to be a dog, that's good karma, man. That has got to come back to Billy Ho in some way. He was in contention at the Open. He wore a fucking sweater that he wanted pictures taken of when he fucking wore it winning the Open.
He wanted a picture with the Claro jug. Guys who know they're going to win or lose based on how they dress. He thought he was going to win.
Yep. And I heard an interview in round 3. I was coming back from the Springs with my kids, and he was talking about like visualization and feeling like he has it. And man, like I said before, Billy Ho is definitely kind of a hardo, but I've said it before. He does a shit ton for my surrounding community in Ponte Vedra and Jacksonville and St. Augustine with food drives and things like that. So he might seem like a hardo on the golf course, but he seems like an overall nice guy, even though he's a Gator and not a Seminole. I think some good karmas due for Billy Ho. It's a fucking good number too. Fucking 35. I'm sure you got a 40 at least. But
I got better than that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
35.
Dude, I've showed you the odds from these fucking Seminole crooks. Okay, I don't know what you want me to do. Until DeSantis fucking stops fighting Disney and lets more sports books in here, fucking I'm screwed. But yeah, Billy Ho.
All right. Well, I got him at 55. It was actually my first bet I made.
Such an asshole.
I am an asshole. But listen, the iron play has been trending. You just mentioned that did really well at the Open. Did play well last week too. I bet Horschel last week, and he just did his typical screw Steve Shermer over at Wyndham by doing absolutely just nothing on Sunday. And it just was unfortunate that 36 holes happened to be on Sunday. But he tends to play really well this time of year with the FedEx Cup playoffs. He seems like he really gets up for it. He is motivated by it and cares about it. Obviously he won the FedEx Cup in 2014, made a run in 2018, always plays Eastlake really well too. That's champion Bermuda as well. So he has a win there. Obviously really good to win him. So putts really well on the surface. And I just think he's riding a lot of momentum. So I'm going to ride the momentum here. And I bet Horschel as well, even though he is a fairly popular pick this week. I don't care. Whatever. It's only 70 guys, and probably a really good player is going to win this thing. So chances are it's probably going to be a pretty popular community win, regardless of who wins. So I bet Horschel at 55.
Love it.
Okay. One guy I just want to mention this because I saw an article before we came on. You see what Hovland said today?
No. What did he say?
Man.
Is he broken?
Yeah, he said that golf isn't really fun right now.
Uh-oh.
And it's been a really bad season. And someone actually asked him and said, well, you shot, I think, like 67, 65 or something over the weekend at like Golf National. Like, was that a confidence building? He said, honestly, I just made a lot of putts. So
That's not good.
That's not good.
That literally shows you that money cannot buy you happiness. That man won $40 million less than 12 months ago. And now the same sport that gave him $40 million without any of the other winnings now says that sport is not fun. Golf is a mean, vicious mistress.
It is. And it's so sad that we've always considered him just like the happy stoner, like a happy-go-lucky, always in a good mood. And the fact that he is getting up on the podium and saying this stuff, like, that ain't good. It seems like, so he's outside the top 50. Like, I could see him just wanting the season to end and just kind of mail it in. I don't know, go to Dubai or something with the money he still has from last year. But no, that was not encouraging. That was not a fun read. I thought about him because, there's been pieces. Like, he's been driving the ball pretty good for most of the year. The iron play has been really hit or miss. Around the green has been horrible.
Awful. Yeah.
Awful. But I couldn't do it. It's just seeing that's a little too cute.
That is tough.
It is.
All right, we're about to run up on an hour on this goddamn event. Fucking who else you got?
Okay. So I didn't bet him outright, but I made the case for him. I think JT's gonna have a good week. And
I'm going to bet him only because my guillotine league is attached to him. That's the only reason I'm betting. And I'm gonna root for a last pick.
We're gonna talk about the guillotine league actually in a little bit. I have Hovland in that league. We'll save all that for at the end of the show. But I looking back at his results, it seems like he's kind of close to putting it together. He's first round leader at the Scottish Open, first round leader not first round leader at the Open, but he was close. Granted, he took advantage of house cat conditions and then promptly tucked his tail between his legs and ran back inside once the weather started getting really bad. But the fact that he's putting together some big rounds, that's encouraging. He's been really good at the shorter golf courses like Travelers and Harbor Town. And, he's got a good track record here and it's Sawgrass. Like, maybe these are kind of his golf courses now with what he is. Coming here with course history and good vibes. So I found just a top 20, low expectation, plus 150 on him. I think you can go higher, though. I think you can bet him top 10. I think he's going to have a good week. Maybe not win, but I think it's gonna be a good showing for old JT this week. Well,
my draft pick hopes so.
There you go. Also think it's gonna be a good week for Sepp Straka. I bet him at the Olympics for a top 10. He missed so many bunnies. It was so frustrating, but he hit the ball really good. He's putt well. Well, I mean, most of it was in one tournament, but he's putt well in Bermuda in his career. So maybe that can kind of get him going. Hitting his irons great. He's accurate. I found a top 20 on him plus 180. So surprised he wasn't. I mean, he might be a trendy outright pick this week because I would have
thought he would have been. Yeah, maybe. I would have thought he would have been.
I don't know. I mean, I think solid positional is probably the way I'm going to go with him. Adam Scott's playing good. He's got a good course record here. It's been off for a month though, so maybe might be cooling off a little bit, but you can probably find a good positional price on him. Yep,
I'm going to derail you for a second. So do you remember the awe that we watched him around the green at the Masters? And just it was one of the most amazing displays I've ever seen. I've talked about it before. Mm-hmm. What tournament was it a couple weeks ago where he holed out from the bunker? I was livid that I was like, I didn't bet on this fucking guy after I just talked to, like, I've been talking about how good he is around the green. He was like, looked like he was going to lead. It was like a Friday or Saturday. He ended up fading, but I don't know. I meant to ask you this like a week or two ago. I was just so mad that I didn't bet him.
Was it the Open?
After watching what he does around the green.
I think it was the Open.
You know what? It probably, I think it was the Open.
Yeah. Cause he found himself in a really horrible spot and he splashed out for birdie. In a really tough place. So
yeah. Okay. Anyway, sorry.
I mean, listen, do we think Adam Scott's just done winning on the PGA Tour?
Maybe.
Maybe.
He hasn't won in what? Fucking almost 6 years at this point.
Last one was Riviera.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Okay. How about some long shots? Who are some guys like, 80 to 1 plus you kind of like for maybe long shot outright or positionals? So who are some guys on your radar?
I mean, really just only positionals. So I told you pre-show. I got Brendan Todd fucking 3-1. He's playing good. This is a Brendan Todd golf course. He played well last week. He's got a decent course history here. This is a Todd golf course. So a top 20 at 3-1. Okay, fine. That's perfectly fine with me. So I was after your stupid comment about Cole last night. I haven't pulled the trigger yet.
Okay.
Fucking Cole. Cole's my guy, and I finally got off of him. And now you're telling me that you like him. I don't like that. That doesn't make me happy. Okay. Either gonna have to bet him, and then I'm gonna yell at you when he does why I got off.
Why don't you just bet him top 20? Why don't you just bet him top 20 then? Because if he gets off to a bad start, he has an opportunity to recover at least.
All right. I'll go Cole top 20 then.
Because I think his top 20 price is like plus 225 plus 250. That's reasonable enough for that. That gets your juices flowing. So
that's for a top 20, absolutely. So yeah, okay. I can get him at plus 240.
Okay. Yeah, he's starting to hit the ball better. He's putting really well, puts really well in Bermuda. So he's wildly inaccurate, but if this is a golf course that if you're just looking off the tee stats, it doesn't tell the full story because a lot of you guys are kind of clubbing down, plodding around. And really, there's only water that comes into play off the tee on 2 holes, like on the par 4s and 5s.
Yeah.
So as long as he just avoids those, it could be okay. Yeah, I like Eric Cole, I like Ben Griffin this week. Victor Perez.
He played well.
Yeah, played really well, and he's really good putter in Bermuda. His iron play has been really good. Again, like basically Ben Griffin and Eric Cole, kind of the same guy this week. Irons have been starting to trend up. Really good putters on Bermuda. Horrible off the tee, horribly inaccurate. But they both have okay horse history here. As long as they can maybe put the driver in the bag, keep it in play, they could do pretty well. They both are coming in with some momentum. Victor Perez got a lot of momentum right now. He's been pretty good in some of these positional golf courses, a lot of water.
His price is 3-1 for a top 20. I was just looking at that.
Yeah, you could go. I mean, his course history here stinks, but I think when you look back at when he's played this, he just was really terrible. Like wasn't playing good golf. So I think he's a name to consider. We talked about Austin Eckroat on Joe Idoni's show last night as a potential guy, really accurate off the tee.
Played well until Sunday.
Yep, pretty good from between 100 and 200 yards. Horrible around the green, but we've seen guys being able to overcome that.
That doesn't matter here.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is even though like that looks bad on his profile, we've seen guys be able to overcome just not being great around the green just because they have a really good ball striking and putting week. So yeah, he's a potential. It's probably about it. I like your Brendan Todd pick though. He probably should have won this tournament. I think the JT year he was leading and coming into Sunday. So
yeah, I know. I remember that.
All right. Got anything else?
Nah, we'll do live next, right?
So I have one more thing.
No, what you got?
So I promised an Easter egg at the end of the show. And the reason why this is at the end of the show is because I want a response from a loyal listener who has listened all the way to the end. And listen, you call me the god of golf, but there are other passions in my life. Yes. My wife is one, my kids are one, but fantasy football and being a commissioner is another.
No, I know.
And there's a little something called a guillotine league that you are in. A couple other SGPN personalities are in. Malcolm Bamford is in it. Cody Zeeb of the NASCAR podcast, who had an epic rant on his show the other day based on the controversial Richmond finish. Go check that out. It was really great. He's in the league. A couple of your buddies are in it. A couple of my buddies in it, and then some old time golf, like OG golf gambling podcast listeners.
Oh, geez.
Back from the Slack days. Shout out Hoosiers, by the way. I don't even know if he still gambles on golf, but he's still in this fucking league. But there's 18 guys, and it's just naturally people come and go. And we have 2 openings in our league this year. So I am mentioning this right now as an open invite. So if you're listening to this, go to Discord, tag me, And if you want to be in the Guillotine League, now with one condition, you have to make the draft. And the draft is August 22nd at I think 9:00 Eastern. Do not be an asshole and sign up and not an auto pick, because I'm going to kick you out of the fucking league then if that happens. You have to make the draft. But if you can make the draft and you want to play with Capper and me and a couple other SGPN guys. We got a great Slack channel, by the way, that we
sweat. Yeah, that's the best.
The eliminations.
That's my favorite Slack channel.
It's a lot of fun. Sundays and Mondays get really wild for guys sweating the chop at that point. And I have to tie golf into this. So our draft order is set based on the results of the FedEx St. Jude. So everybody has been assigned a random golfer in this field. So best to worst finish based, and then tiebreakers based on DK points sets our draft order. So we mentioned earlier, Boston Capper has his nemesis Justin Thomas that he has to root for this week. I think actually last year you were happy you had Xander.
And Xander, and he fucking sucks.
Xander bombed out. I have Hovland, unfortunately. That's not good for my chance. I am already scoping out like picks 14 to 18, who's going to be available at the turn there.
Yep.
But the owners who bowed out, Hideki Matsuyama is available.
Ooh.
And Saad Tagala, who's actually been pretty good here, is available as well.
So it sounds like that's the second guy. That's the second respondent would be my guess.
There you go. So if you want to play and you can make the draft August 22nd, 9:00, go to our golf Discord channel, tag me, ask if you want in. First 2 people I see will get an invite into the SGPN Guillotine League.
Let's go.
Okay.
Love it. Yeah. I didn't know what the hell you were talking about Easter egg. I was like, why are we talking about the Guillotine League later? What the fuck are you talking about?
we gotta fill it up, man. And I want loyal golf gambling podcast listeners.
I like it.
In this league. So if you listen to the end, if you listen to the show, if you're watching the live stream, congratulations. You have an opportunity to kick the shit out of Boston Capper and I.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm pretty good at this fucking guillotine shit.
We're both pretty good at this. I made it pretty far last year. I made the Final Four, I think, in the first year. You came in second last year.
Yeah.
And you made it pretty far the previous year.
Yeah, I think I was the last one out before the Final Four.
Yep. Yeah, you were the bubble boy.
Yep.
So, all right. That's all I got.
All right. Well, listen, we got Live next, right? I think. Are we doing Live?
Yeah, we're going to do a brief video.
All right. I'll make a drink. You guys check it out on YouTube. I don't know if I'm putting it out on the podcast. I'm gonna go take the dogs out, make a G&T, let Steve school me on Live, and then I will probably just tail his bets because I don't even know what fucking golf course is at this until you told me today that there was a Live thing. I was like, oh yeah, there is a Live thing. How about that? Good job, Live, when you can't attract me.
Yeah, that's why we're not doing a full pod. It's not worth talking about for 50 minutes.
No, it's definitely not. So, all right, well, listen, I know I shit on this, but look, it's this is the best of the 3 tournaments left of it. So let's go make some money on it. First round leader, go check out some of your specials, take some long shot top 20s, and let's make some money going into football season. So all you knuckleheads can lose it on your favorite shitty team. Later.